Oh man, do I love food. The LA Times even took notice after I ate at Hugo's nearly every day for 32 years. It was just blocks from my home in West Hollywood. And now I've moved to the Motion Picture and Television Fund here in Woodland Hills, and my obsession for good meals continue to simmer. Join me as I explore our food options here on the Wasserman campus. Hi, Ruta.
And hello, Phil. It's been a long time between hugs and hellos.
Yes, you're not kidding. So nice to see you.
Nice to be seen. Thank you, honey.
Nice to see you. Oh, it's just great to see you. And you look lovely. And who is your friend?
This is little Mousy. She's one of my 4 rescues. And I got her from Hope for Pets way out in the valley, and she's been a great joy to my life, like all animals are to their owners.
Of course. Well, what have you been up to? You know, you're a lady that never stops. You have put so much back into the industry. God bless you. And
thank you for saying that. Thank you. I'm a big believer, and my cohort in crime and in love and in charity was my beloved sister in charity, Debbie Reynolds, who was also a believer in not just paying it back, but paying it forward. And helping the motion picture home has always been a part of our credo, and we've been very, very much involved in it. So I am busy as always, if not acting on stage or screen. I'm very busy acting on behalf of my Phalians, which is charity, and working for Hollywood for Mental Health. And of course, my latest effort just came out, which is my new book that I hope everybody will call either Amazon or Barnes and Noble and buy. It's called Consider Your Ass Kissed. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart, in fact, from the bottom of my ass.
I hear you, Ruta. Now, how did you come up with that? I mean, Ruta, God bless you. Only you could come up with a title like that.
Well, it's an expression, Phil, that I've used forever. You know, whether someone was nice enough to turn the television set on because I was going to be on, or maybe they went to the theater and bought a ticket to see a movie I was in, or they paid the toll to see me in a show or Broadway thing I was in. I would always, above all, it was the people that gave me money for the Thalians, whether it was $5 or whether it was $500,000, I would say from the bottom of my heart, consider your ass kissed. And our darling friend, George Pinocchio, whom we all know, who's the red carpet man for ABC television, is a very good friend. And he pulled me aside one day and he said, Roots, if you ever write a book, that should be your title. So I blame it all on him, and I also take the kudos away from him for myself.
Well, no, that's something. Well, tell me, in the world of food for you, Ruta, now, are you on any particular diet, or do you eat some particular things so that our friends here and our residents can get an idea of what you do in the food department?
What I do in the food department is indulge in absolutely everything.
Oh, God bless you.
And I'm never afraid to try things. I have favorites that I like. And of course, I love junk food. I'm so sorry to say this, but I adore Pink's is one of my favorite establishments on the face of this earth. And I understand that they have kept their employees going through all of this COVID, no matter what. And I salute them. And I think they're just wonderful. If you were to ask me what my favorite food is, it would be a toss-up between a hot dog and a hamburger. But I also love things like corn on the cob and good country fare, good fresh vegetables. I'm not partial to cooked vegetables, but boy, do I love raw vegetables of any kind. I love raw vegetables. I'm very happy to go into anybody's garden and pull up a scallion and salt it and have a little piece of rye bread and an onion, and I'm a happy camper.
I'm pretty good in my lunch every day is a chopped salad made up of all fresh vegetables.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Yeah, that really has been a thing for me, and it continues to be. I really enjoy it. But seeing you now after all this time is just brings back memories. You're not. Are you doing any cooking yourself these days?
I do very little cooking. Thank God my husband, that I'm sorry to say I lost about 8 months ago, was the cook in this family.
Mhm.
And he taught my cousin, who is the major domo of my life now, his recipes. He was not a cordon bleu cook, but he did wonderful soul food for us. You know, he did the heart foods that we dearly love. And I mean, he made one of the best meatloafs on the face of this earth. So obviously, I grew up loving meat and potatoes. I'm of Lithuanian descent, so
Right.
I'm very, very partial to cabbage and all the cruciferae that are really healthy for you. And I didn't realize they were healthy for me. I just plain loved them. They were damn good, especially with a little vinegar and oil. I was a very happy camper. And so I love my sausages mixed with sauteed cabbage and sometimes sliced apples and things thrown in.
Mm-hmm.
That all sounds healthy and good, doesn't it? The sausage may be not so good, but not good every day.
Yeah, no. Well, that's true. Moderation and
Potato kugel, potato pancakes, sour cream slathered on them, and especially good potato pancake with a bunch of sour cream and a bunch of caviar on top with a little onion sprinkled on. Now that is
that's
fit
wonderful.
for a king.
Well, I bring you regards. You have a friend here, Diane McBain, who wanted me to say hello to you.
Oh, my lovely Diane. She was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous at Warner Brothers, where I first met her. And she remains gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So tell her that I'm tweaking her on the butt and to consider it kissed.
I will tell her. We also have some residents who, one particular resident in particular, who comes from Lithuania, and
Oh,
yeah, and you've answered the question. I was going to get into it. I know that you are Lithuanian, and you came here, you've enjoyed it here, and he was interested whether or not you do any of that home cooking Lithuanian style.
well, yes, we do a lot of it because, as I mentioned, my cousin Ona, that I brought over from Lithuania a long time ago to help deal with my then aged and ailing mother. Aged, hell, I'm her age now. What am I going to do? But so yes, she does a lot of the good Lithuanian stuff. She does Lithuanian version of what we all do, whether you are Polish, German, Yiddish, the rolled cabbage.
Mm-hmm.
She does with beautifully. Then she does what we call koldunai, which for all intents and purposes is ravioli or dim sum or whatever. It's the Lithuanian version of a flour-based dough wrapped around meat, or meat being, it can be turkey, it can be chicken, it can be beef, it can be pork, which is really the tastiest, and usually a little pork thrown in with the turkey or the chicken makes it even that much better. And boy, are they good, and our family loves those. I am not a big fan of potato kugel.
Mm-hmm.
We call it kugelis. Your Lithuanian friend will know. Kugelis, same thing. I like potato pancakes better because they're thin and crispy. Kugel tends to get mushy on the inside, so I only like the outside of the kugel, as you know.
Mm-hmm. What about some of your favorite restaurants?
I do have favorites everywhere. Of course, now everything has been so closed down to us that it's hard to say. So I've got, thank God, in Palm Springs, everything is open and everything has seating pushed out into the streets. with barriers and
Right.
arcades made. Palm Springs has really kind of said, to hell with this COVID thing. We're going to live through all of this. And it has worked very, very well. And so I have favorites there. John Henry's I love Miro's. I love Trio. I love Lulu's. And that's a very commercial place that I happen to love with a heart and a half. Here in town, oh Lord, I told you Pink's is my altogether favorite.
I hear you. No, Pink's is, no, I go back many, many years to high school with Paul Pink, who was
of course
of our sweetheart dancing in high
then
school.
of course you know, Phil, that one of our favorites was always the Bistro Gardens, both in Beverly Hills, but I loved the Valley store better than anything. And to see that go under and out of business just a few months back broke my heart. That was my very favorite restaurant.
Yes, many times I had the pleasure. One of my favorites, of course, is Muso and Frank. And
oh my God. That restaurant's been there over 100 years.
Over
and
100
it
years.
continues to be. And you know how I tell good restaurants, Phil?
Tell me.
First of all, I look at the windows, and if they have clean curtains, that tells me something. Number two, I judge every restaurant I ever go into by the bread it serves. And Muso Franks serves the best sourdough bread. Oh my God, I love it. And especially if they bring me the crust with about a pound of butter. I like a little bread with my butter, not the other way around.
No,
and you are so right. Oh boy, about Muso Franks. I love it, love it, love it.
No, it's terrific. I just did a show last week with our CEO's, one of his sons has a company called Midnight Bagel, and it's out of San Francisco. And his key to the world of bagels are sourdough bagels.
Can we get them here?
He's only in San Francisco right now. He's building a wonderful business, and it's whether it will come this far one day, but right now it's just him and his staff, and they're at the Ferry Building in San Francisco. And of course, as you well know, sourdough bread in San Francisco are a mix. Yeah,
synonymous. Yeah. Well, I prefer bialys to bagels. And I always love the bialys that are covered with onions and seeds of all kind, and love every single second of it. But, I know the Ferry Building very well in San Francisco, and I go up. I haven't been going up because flying hasn't been advisable for a long time. But I have a very dear friend up there that I try to go up to see. She's the widow of Gene Nelson, the wonderful dancer from the movies. Sure. And she is like 95 or 6 years old now, and rather bent over, but she had been a remarkable dancer all of her life too. So I try to go up and see her every few months, and it'll be a great excuse to run over to the Ferry Building and get a sourdough bagel. Maybe he'll make bialys too.
Yes, we may. Listen, he could. Right now, he's got about 5 or 6 different flavors, if you will. But I'm hopefully we will get some down here. It would be quite a wonderful experiment. But I'm looking forward to that. But you have been so active and continue to be active, and it's incredible to see you after all this time. When I first met you, I was in the world of agenting. I was an agent. I had since gone into personal management, where I spent many, many, many years. But I remember you well, my dear, and you have not changed an iota. And
that's so nice of you to say, Phil. I think part of it is that I'm so frigging busy that I don't have time to get old. Well, it's that simple. My birthday is coming up, and I'm going to be doing a book signing both at the Hollywood Museum, which is so integral to our industry and the people and keeping it alive for the public that comes to Hollywood. You know, it's such a good place to go and see. So on the 28th of May, I'm there. And then on the 30th of May, I'm doing a book signing at Just Fabulous in my other home in Palm Springs. And I'm very happy to say they're going to be doing a little reception for me and the whole thing for my 86th birthday. And I'm so proud of the fact that I can still walk and talk and do what I have to do and get out there and write a book and sign books. And I mean, I still am doing musicals. Believe it or not, I'm still dancing and singing and doing. And what the hell? Why not? All of us in the industry have been blessed with some gift from God that is talent and the ability to sell it and the ability to sometimes get paid for it, which is a miracle. And I figure I'm going to do it until the day I drop. And the Bible promises us 120 years, and I want every friggin' one of those years and in good health.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but
sure.
my name is Hawk Koch, and I'm about to have an interview, but I saw that one of my mother and father's greatest friends was Ruta Lee. And Phil, I know that you knew my father, Howard Koch, as well. And before you guys signed off, I just had to say hello to both of you. And Ruta, you look amazing, just amazing.
Hawk, I am astounded that I have this opportunity to see you. You look just like your dad, who was without a doubt one of my favorite human beings on the face of this earth. Your dad and mom came to my wedding to Darling Webb that I just lost. And I think of him daily. I swear to God, he may have been Jewish, but he's getting my Catholic girl prayers. And your beautiful mom, oh God, how I love those people. And I owe a lot of my career to your father. Your father was Frank Sinatra's partner when I worked for him in Sergeant's 3. He was at Frank's house one night when Frank was running witness for the prosecution after dinner. And he said to Howie, you know, I've been seeing this Ruta Lee chick on television a lot and everything else. What do you say we put her into one of our upcoming films? And your dad said, you bet your sweet ass, Frank. She's one of my favorites. Oh, I love your daddy. And oh my God, Hawk, I think I'm in love with you now.
Well, I just heard that you've written a book. I wrote a book too, and it's called Magic Time, My Life in Hollywood. And a lot of it has to do with my relationship with my father. So you might want to get it.
I certainly will. You get mine. Consider your ass pissed, and I'll get yours. Magic Time in Hollywood.
Now, are you in Palm Springs or LA?
I'm in LA right now, and I'm going to go back to Palm Springs maybe on Sunday. I've got
but I mean, if I'm ever coming, I live up in Ojai, but if I'm ever coming in, I got to give you a hug.
Please come over. I'll buy you a glass of wine or 10, and we'll schmooze about your wonderful family that I adored, needless to say. Well, my darling Phil, it's going to take us, look, I say hello for 15 minutes. I don't know that I know how to say goodbye in 2.
I'll tell you what I do. I have a little sign off, Ruta. First, I want to say thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Thank Harlan for me. He was terrific, and it's all appreciated. And this is the way I sign off. Till we eat again.
God bless everybody. God bless America.